Hello! Right, let me just check we're all working. Yep, seems so, that's good. Hope everyone's well and okay. Crank that up a little bit. So tonight we're going to be painting this guy, who I cannot remember for the life of me where he's from, but it's a big old Minotaur to go with the generic kind of fantasy set of miniatures that I'm painting up. I need to prime him, so we're going to do that in a sec, because I had to sort of fill in a gap around his neck there. But yeah, so we'll get that done a bit first. If you hear my compressor go on, I apologise if it's too noisy, but hopefully it won't be that noisy at all. If anyone does appear in the chat, let me know if you can hear me okay, if you can see okay, and that you're okay. So I'm going to do a quick airbrush of Steiner Res white, with probably a couple of drops of grey in as well. So literally 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Bit of grey. Give that a stir up. Yeah, that's good. This is instead of using like a wraith bone. Hey Dace, you alright? How's your evening? Yeah, it sure is hot, man. I swear this paint's drying as it's coming out the airbrush, it's so warm. But we're nearly, I think we're pretty good now. There we go. I think he's pretty well covered. Oh, nice. Is that the Glastonbury one? Well, I appreciate the flying visit anyway. Thank you. It's always nice to start the stream and have someone just check in, say hello, let me know if there's anything that's not working. Oh, the Clapham Grand. One of my friends posted that I think there's a I don't know if it's a previous Glastonbury's. I assume it is, because I assume unless they're doing a digital Glastonbury. Right, just put some water in here and I will turn off that compressor. I'll clean that out later, I won't do that now. Here we go. Yeah, so this is a Minotaur that, again, I've picked up from somewhere over time. He's a big old beastie. But he'll go nicely with the other fantasy miniatures that I find myself painting at the moment, for no other reason than why not paint some fantasy miniatures? They're not part of an army or anything. I'm sure it can be used in Frostgrave and other types of things. Oh, that's a packed wet palette. I need to change that sheet. You 100% need wet palette right now. Oh, nice. Well, yeah. It might well be, because I do seem to have a couple of miniatures that people have said, oh, is that Atlantis miniatures? So there's a good chance it is. Because I had the dwarf that someone said they thought was Atlantis, and also the bear. So there's a good chance this is from that same range. I'm just going to add a new sheet to my wet palette. There's no way anyone's painting right now without a wet palette, because these paints will dry in seconds. Right, so I'm going to use Goodman Flesh for the fleshy parts. I'm going to use, what do I fancy here? Cygor Brown for the hairy parts. Might use something a bit more. Might go Minotaur green for some of the clothy bits here. And then we'll see how we go. We'll start there, and then we'll see what we get to. Now, I need to get used. I've changed the camera of the angle of this camera. So I need to get used to where I need to hold this. So I need to be about here, which gives you... One, I've made it closer because I found that the video, that when I looked back at things, it was quite far away. Am I even on this one? Yeah, I'm on this one. That's good. So I was quite high up, and the zoom on these is not very good. So I've moved it and also gone to the side a little bit. So hopefully you can see a bit better now, and hopefully it's in focus as well. Right, well, let's start. Let's put some paint on this thing. don't think I've got a handle I can use that's big enough for that. So usual technique here, I'm going to use contrast for all of my base colours and then work up from there. I need to move this camera a little bit because where I am is much more natural, so this needs to be up and to the right a bit. About there. That's better. That's better. That feels much more natural. What is going on with my computer? This screen I've got in front of me here keeps doing all sorts of weird things. Like someone else is in control of it. Anyone else hobbying this evening? Up to anything? Watching anything? Been playing anything? I've been playing a new video game recently. I've been playing the new Last of Us 2. I won't talk about it too much for spoilers, unless anyone doesn't care. I've been playing that for the last couple of nights. That was a weedy cough, bark dog. Dusty, come on. She's doing her usual, barking at something that isn't there. She's very good at that. Dusty, you talking to another dog? Yeah, now the my type of games now. Like, I'm a big fan of all the Uncharted games. Big fan of The Last of Us. Last of Us 2 I'm undecided on yet. I think it's not quite grabbed me as much as the first one did, but it may grow on me. But yeah, I love those kind of big cinematic games where you're along for the ride as much as you are, you know, playing the game as well. And while I can appreciate a big open world game, I tend to end up getting lost in the world and not actually focusing what I should be doing in the game. So sometimes a nice linear story is more up my street. Oh yeah, that's one of those games I want to play. Like, I own it. I've sort of dipped into it and started playing it, but I know because it's such a huge game, I probably will never ever get around to sort of getting any decent way through it. That's the other thing. If I do play a game, I do need to. It's like I just can't sink that much time into it. I used to. I mean, used to play. You know, I still do occasionally play World of Warcraft and stuff, just to keep my toe in what's going on. It's really annoying. I've got a greasy part on the model here, which the primer hasn't taken to, so I have to keep going back to it. I'll find a way to fix that. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be very good. There's a rough blocking out of the skin and the fur. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, playing it with friends would be really cool. That would be good. Yeah, that's really cool. That's nice that you've got a set of friends you can do that with. That would definitely be the coolest way to play that game. Right, I'm going to take a Corax White for a little bit of tidy up. Yeah, no, that's really cool. It's a really good idea. Set the roll 20 on my diesels. Okay. So I do a D&D group with some people from with Jerry, Tuffy, Robert and I, and Lena on Monday nights. So I don't know if you've seen, we do recently. I've been streaming it, so just for fun, and I really enjoy it. Obviously, it would be better in person, but that's going to be tough because 3 of the people don't live in the UK. So, well, sorry, technically they do because a couple of them live in Northern Ireland, but we're still not getting together anytime soon. But yeah, a group playing Divinity would be it's pretty much, as close to doing a sort of D&D group together. let's go with the old not snake bite leather. We don't want that. We want skeleton horde. That's what we want. Hey Amanda. I mean, that's cool, man. That's really nice. If you've got a gaming group that's played online together for 20 years, man, that's really, really cool. I'm very envious. It would be nice to, and I love tabletop, and I do love the odd gaming session. So no, you've got that kind of group, that network there to jump in a game, because there's some great multiplayer games out there. That's really cool. You have something that not many do. How are you, Amanda? Oh, that sucks. I'm alright. I'm just, a bit hot. I'm sure we all are. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you're welcome to hang out and chill here. Are you managing to? I've seen all you're doing loads of printing, which is cool. You seem to have really got the printing bug. No, helplessly, no. No, I can imagine. Well, I'm always grateful that you come in, Manda, so thank you. Yeah, I've just literally primed this model with the airbrush, because if I tried to prime outside, I think it'd be dry before it even just about left the canister. It didn't prime amazingly from the airbrush, to be fair, but it's good enough. Yeah, what was it today? Like 33 today, 33 degrees. For the UK, that's proper hot. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Unlike the rest of Britain that went to the beach in the middle of a pandemic and just rammed beaches all over the country, because we're idiots. Yeah, I do love a good storm. It really clears the air out, I feel. I think the weather's supposed to get worse. I think I think the storm tomorrow, isn't it? And then a good weekend, and then the weather's supposed to cool down next week, I think. Oh, I've missed. Is that all thigh? That looks like that's all leg. So I've missed a bit of leg. Here we go. Let's try and get in there. Try and get in there. I think this is all leg round here. Yeah, 20s, I mean, it can still feel quite warm in the 20s, but at least that's a bit more manageable. I mean, it's not even, you can't even sit outside, because I mean, I've got a wood decking up at the house, and the wood gets so hot, you literally burn your feet as you step across it. You do hot potato across the decking to not blooming burn the bottoms of your feet. Kept the dog inside so she doesn't overheat. Even dunked her in the paddling pool today to sort of cool her off. Right. I'm going to go for this Minotaur green. It's the only contrast paint that I'm running out of, which is Minotaur green, and only because I knocked the pot over. Hence why I now have these things to pot paint in. Yes, yeah. Yes, man. There may be foxes. There's probably not, but there may well be. The fox detector has gone off. She never does. This is not. She's a very, very quiet dog. It's only at night time, or at this time of night, where she kind of gets a bit excitable. She's only young, and yeah, she starts to think, oh, hang on, there might be a fox. And to be fair to her, the other night there was actually a fox. I turned the lights on the decking, and there was quite a big fluffy fox on our decking, just having a sniff around, having a look around. I was like, alright, fair enough, there is actually a fox. But then she didn't like me because I didn't let her out to chase the fox. I was like, well, whilst I'm pretty sure the fox is more scared of you than you are of it, I do not fancy a scrap happening that I have to then try and sort out. Yeah, there you go. It's probably where he is, yeah. Which I don't mind. I like foxes. Oh, I don't want to do it. Didn't want to paint that bit green, but never mind. We'll come back and we will restore it to its original colour. It's gonna come. Yeah, that's what I think she might do as well. I think she would race up to the fox at full pelt as if she was like going to attack or defend, and then the fox probably wouldn't move, and then she would stop in her tracks and go, oh shit, I expected you to run away and you didn't. What do I do now? Why didn't you run away? Right, I'm now going to grab some snakebite leather. Yeah. We used to own cats, but they both lived very long lives and then passed away. We kind of never wanted to get cats again, really. We've wanted to get a dog. I mean, I grew up with dogs as a kid, and you know, I've always loved dogs. But we've never done it because it's always a significant sort of responsibility, right? Cats can pretty much look after themselves as long as you can make sure there's food out and all the rest of it. But dogs are, you know, a good amount more responsibility. So we've never really done it because, you know, other commitments and things like that. But recently, for last year, my job's changed to be a, you know, working from home job. The kids are all that much older now, so they can get involved. It just seemed like the right time. So yeah, it made sense to do it now. And we're glad we have. She's a great dog. She's not demonstrating that right now as she barks around the garden, but she's a good dog. Yeah. Yeah, that was inevitable. To be honest, you probably count yourself lucky you've only got two. I can imagine if you work in that environment, like a cat's home or a dog home or something like that, the temptation to bring one home every single week must be pretty high. Yeah, my parents liked animals more than people, so we grew up with a ridiculous amount of animals. What bloody Joe? What was the tiger guy? Wasn't quite that bad. We never had tigers, but we had aviaries of birds and chinchillas and cats and rabbits and guinea pigs and dogs and parrots, and it was yeah, it was like a bloody zoo. Yeah. Well, that was definitely my parents. They were definitely animal people. Even now, you know, they're both in their 70s and they are 100% animal people. Yeah, I mean, cats sometimes I did find with our cats that sometimes they couldn't be bothered whether you just walked in the house or not. Yeah, sometimes they might, but other times, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, certainly, I think dogs will naturally bring more joy. I think they are a joyous animal. They only really know how to be happy and grateful and loving that you're around. It's kind of like the permanent state. Oh, I see. Well, there you go then, yeah. When they want something, they'll be your best mate. I don't know if they do use them, but I can imagine, if you're in therapy, I imagine they use dogs a lot more than they use cats. There we go. There you go, Amanda. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, certainly with the dog and my wife, I think everyone's struggled at various times during this whole lockdown period. Gets to people at different times, and she's had a few days where she's not feeling herself and been upset. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to work through it in your own head and talk about what you're worried about. As all talking's the best way. But the dog has definitely sensed that she's unhappy, and given her extra attention and just been around, been close to her. So yeah, I think dogs are amazing at sort of sensing where their owners are at and if they need attention. Although I say that, and my dog is currently oblivious to whatever's going. Dusty, doing this. Dusty, see if she'll come in. She won't. Dusty, where are you? Nah, she don't care. so, clearly, she does it for my wife, not for me. I really should stop beating her. That's what it is. Right. Let's do some axes. Yeah, everyone's got that. You mustn't feed the dog at the table. You mustn't do that. And then you just sit there and go, yeah, but that's like fell off my plate, so, you know, she can have that bit. It's fine. I am tempted to say that this is a miniature from Atlantis Miniatures because this axe head, I'm pretty sure, is identical to the axe head on the dwarf. The symbolism around here, sort of like the markings in the axe, I'm pretty sure are identical. Just because my brain remembers painting it. Oh yeah, I've seen that before. So clearly the dwarf warrior and this guy went to the same blacksmith. Ah, cool. Well, I think I got them as part of. I used to do a thing called the Model Box, which was one of these kind of monthly subscription boxes. I'm pretty sure all of this came out of there, so I'm sure he did stuff with Atlantis Miniatures. Therefore, they appeared in the box quite commonly. Because I definitely didn't buy this. But now I've painted a few of them. I'll definitely have a look on their site. God, even with the wet palette, I can see the paint drying. Oh, well, I shall. Like I say, I'm building up miniatures for Frostgrave and Rangers of Shadow Deep and just warbandy type stuff for fantasy miniatures. So if this is the sort of style of stuff they do, I will jump on there and pick up some others. They're nice to paint. They're nice, easy models to paint. You know, nice, not overly complicated. Nice chunky details. Certainly the bear and the dwarf have, done well. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't remember seeing them at UK Games Expo. Well, that'd be good if they're there. I'll probably pick some stuff up when when it happens again, which will be this time next year, I guess. Although I imagine by then I'd have picked up a resin printer and I will be doing a couple of Patreons or something and just printing off a load of cool fantasy type miniatures for whatever I need. That's the only danger. All you need to buy miniatures anymore if you can just probably get most of what you want from various designers directly if you support their patrons. What do some of them do, like 50-60 models a month for like 10 quid or so? I was going to say, Amanda, you doing? I know Gaz is following one. And the stuff they produce, but I just didn't know, whether you were doing one yourself. Because he gets a bundle of STL files every month, and he sent me pictures of what they've sent him, like the 3D renders and stuff, and they look like mighty nice miniatures. Covering almost every sort of genre. I do tend to have a theme, but I think they're very loose around the theme sometimes. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I think all you know is that it's like a theme, so it'd be like Wizards of... I was about to say Wizards of the Coast, but that's actually a thing. Yeah, it'll be Wizards and Goblins or something would be the theme. So you kind of get it, I guess, from that you might go, oh, okay, that's something like... But if it's like robots and trucks, you might go, oh, I'm not interested in robots and trucks, so I'll drop out. But you have no idea what you're really going to get in the actual bundle. Which is kind of what when I used to do the model box thing, I stopped it because it was nice to get the box of surprises every month. Like, you literally got a physical box and you get some paints in there, you get some models in there. But the box was creeping up to about 25 quid a month, which I was happy to pay. But yeah, after doing it for about a year, you realise you just had a bunch of random stuff that you were probably never really going to use. That's why when I do my party stream in a few weeks' time, I'm going to give a load of it away, because it's now just... It's all good stuff. There's like Infinity stuff in there, there's all sorts of stuff in there. But I'm never going to do anything with it. I just got it as part of that sort of bundle box. So now I'm going to pay for it all and then end up just giving it all away. So it's like, oh, okay, probably wasn't worth it in the first place. It was nice to see products that I would never have... I mean, I would probably never have come across Atlantis miniatures, right? Not, yeah. I would never have come across them. So in a nice way, it's showing me products that I may have never seen. So that's cool. Good for that reason. Yeah, I have picked up that magazine when they've had a free sprue. I think I think last year they did. What did they have? What's the boat game? Cruel Seas. They had some sprues for Cruel Seas. I think they also had. I can't think of it. It might have been some Romans or something. They had sprues of, and I picked it up. But I very rarely buy magazines, if ever. The only thing I did actually buy and complete is I bought the entire. I now have the Warhammer Conquest magazine. I did get that's just recently finished, and I did get all 80. Editions of that magazine and have 2 full armies of Space Marines, which are becoming my Death Watch, and Chaos Space Marines, which I'm going to build and my son's going to paint. I didn't bother with the fantasy version of it because it was Stormcast Eternals and Nighthaunts, and I already have a significantly sized Stormcast Eternals army and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21-ish boxes of the undead. And that's start collecting boxes, that's boxes of like units, that's heroes, that's all sorts. So I didn't think I needed any more of that either. So because whilst the Stormcast Eternals army's all built and painted and looking good, that's all still in its boxes, mostly covered in cellophane, so didn't need any more of that, I didn't think. Getting into Black Seas, yes. Well, the one I got was Oak and Iron, so I haven't put that together yet. Because I also wanted to do, Master and Commander, Age of Sail type tabletop wargaming. Cruel Seas was just, I bought that in the excitement of just getting Blood Red Skies and liking that, and went to an event and was like, oh, this is cool, and then got wrapped up and going, oh yeah, I should get Cruel Seas as well, because then I can do air battles that then potentially go into sea battles. But to be honest, I could. In fact, I might give it away, Cruel Seas, because I generally have I actually have I painted up the British force for it, but I have never stuck it on the table. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Cool. Yeah, I've played Blood Red Skies a good number of times. I've painted up a whole bunch of Spitfires. I haven't painted any of the Messerschmitt or the ones that come in the starter set. And then I have literally to my right here the starter game, and then 3 of each type of the other planes that are out. I have a whole bunch of it. But again, I'm not sure, even though I've played a number of games of it, I'm not sure I'll go back to it time and time again. So I think a bit of a pink Spitfires nomad and not a pink. I've not done that yet. I've not gone, pink tank, pink. I know it is the right answer. I'll already probably piss off the elite historical gamers when I rock up and play with them for not having the right tone of blue or red or whatever. Don't want to infuriate them too much. Everyone should do a pink tank. Yeah, that's true. I will do one. Oh, I'm not seen or heard of that. The Admiral. I like Charles Dance. There's a claim to fame, isn't it? Oh, it was the guy who sunk the Titanic. Give over, dog. Come on. Right, I'm now going to start doing some other bits and pieces on this. Not something I'm at all familiar with, my friend. What was like sort of fascinating stuff you sort of read about? What was give us some tidbits. Okay, it's interesting. First really global company and more powerful than a lot of nations. Well, we have some of those today. Oh, might have to shut the door soon. The bugs will be in. Let me just check my phone, make sure everything's alright in the world. Stretch the legs for a sec. We're getting there, you know. He's had all his base coats down now, so I'm just going through and highlighting him up and stuff. What are we? We're an hour and a half in, so I tend to like to spend 2 hours on a miniature. Well, 2 hours tends to be my sort of benchmark. Let me whack some nulling oil on these axes whilst I'm taking a break. Let that do its thing. Thanks for keeping me company, guys. Do appreciate it. Do you mean like sort of World War type stuff, like World War II, World War One, or because yeah, most of the time I see fantasy, fantasy probably most of the time. Occasionally I'll see sci-fi, but even that, not really a lot of sci-fi. And then historical, I rarely see anything historical. Occasionally someone might print up a tank off Thingiverse or something, but nothing major. But mostly fantasy is what I see. Yeah. It's a shame that what's it called? Is it Hero Forge, where you can go in and make your own miniature? It's just a little bit too pricey, even if you're doing it. And I get it, you're making something bespoke for yourself, so that's really great. But I'd love there to be different price points, that if you only made so many smaller changes, you could get a load, because then you could get, like, you know, a unit of characters that are ever so slightly different to each other, and not pay $9 or £9 or £10 even per miniature, because then you're only buying the STL file anyway. But it'd be nice if it was, hey, you want this soldier? Well, you can get this soldier in 12 different poses, and pay this much. You know, here's £20. Well, yeah. But like, you know, let's say this, like if I designed this Minotaur and I was going to go, okay, I'm going to buy this Minotaur, and he's $10. He's $10 in this pose. Maybe because I'm not really buying the whole new thing again, I'm just buying it with his arm slightly raised and this arm slightly down, and maybe he's missing a horn, and a bunch of variations of the same miniature. It would be nice if that didn't charge in 10 quid each time. Like it was, oh hey look, 90% of the miniature's still the same, you've just tweaked little bits here and there, because then if I had 10 of them, they wouldn't all look the same like you're saying. They would be a bit more posed. Because yeah, if I was making a small army of Minotaurs and they all look like this guy, that's going to look crap when you put them all together, right? So And they can definitely do it. It's just whether they choose to. Yeah, that would be cool. Hey guys, welcome, thanks for dropping in. We were just talking about you a little while ago. We were talking about 3D printing and Patreons. No, in a good way, buddy, in a good way. How are you anyway, bud? You good? I saw your nice new painting setup, which is nice. Oh, there we go, dwarves and minotaurs. That's just what last session we were painting a dwarf, and this session we're painting a minotaur. So I'm sort of on brand. Not chaos dwarf, so I don't think you could call him a chaos dwarf. So FDM printing with PLA, no smell at all, which is weird because it is essentially burning plastic, but certainly I've not noticed it, and I've been in the room with it. Now resin printing, I think there is both a smell and it's not good for you. But Gaz can probably answer to that. My contrast clinic. So yeah, guys, Manda and Gaz, if I'm in this room, right, so you can see my room, my 3D printers are over there, so if my resin printer was over there as well, would I be able to be in the same room with it, even if I had the door open, maybe, or even if the door was closed? Is it a large enough space, or this is a 13 foot by 13 foot square, so yeah. So really, unless the door's open, there's no other extractor in here. So I'd probably need to look at getting a small extractor put in the wall, maybe, which I could do. I could absolutely have one of those kind of ones that you have in like a bathroom or something, to extract air out of, which might not be a bad shout anyway, because if the place is closed for a couple of days, the air would probably get a bit stale in there anyway, so right, I want a little dab of Blood Angels Red. Are you using the plant-based resin yet, man? Is that something you looked at? Oh no, it was the water. It was the water washable one, wasn't it? That I don't think ended up being that great at being washed in water. I was hoping that over time that the sort of more plant-based resin would be less, one, toxic, and two, smelly. I don't know how realistic that is, but that was kind of my hope. Oh, okay. So maybe if I got some air through, I'd be alright. It's one of the reasons why I have held off a little bit instead of jumping on it. It's just that worry, concern of it being a bit smelly. And not that I care about the smell, but if the smell is damaging to me, that's not good. Yeah, I used to get that when I didn't have this lodge, and I used to prime up on my decking, and then I would maybe pop them in the kitchen or on the dinner table to sort of, because if it started raining outside or something, my wife would go mad because of the smell of the primer gassing off. Dude, that would be awesome. Yes. Given the new Saturn model has come out from Elegoo, I'm kind of in the thoughts of, well, if I'm going to get one, and I'm happy to wait till later in the year, wait for that to become more generally available and pick that one up, because it is larger. Or I might just, not, if I'm only ever going to do small miniatures, just get the, because the other ones now are crazy. You can get them for crazy cheap. I think isn't the Photon Zero now like $169 or something stupid? Yes, yeah, I don't know how much physically bigger the device is, but yeah, it would definitely. Obviously, it's got a much larger print bed, so I'd imagine the device is significantly bigger. But I don't know how much. If it's not too much bigger, then. And it feels like, if you're going to get it now, like if I already had one, I probably wouldn't even entertain getting another one. But if I'm in the market for one later in the year, perhaps it's best just to pick up the biggest one at the time. Yeah, I think terrain wise, I'll always do FDM. It is yet to fail to meet my need. I don't know if you've seen the plane I've been printing. I don't know if you've seen it, guys. Most people have probably seen it by now if you've seen any streams. Where the hell will I put it? It's in one of these drawers. Oh, it's good to stretch your legs anyway. Isn't it fun when you've got so much stuff you don't know where you put things? Which one of these is it in? It's the hunt through a million drawers. No. It's over here. There it is. Yeah, I'll grab this. Yeah, I mean this is the I'll move this guy out of the way. This is the plane, so that's the tail section. Smashed to bits as it's impacted the ground. And then you've got this sort of mid-section. And then you've got the nose, this is the nose section. Yeah. So I mean, for me, I think for terrain, I will always just do it on that because I don't know. I can print larger bits. I can do it in whole sections, and the quality's perfectly fine. But yeah, you can't do miniatures on it. When was the last time it was that I was printing? So probably last weekend was the last time I was printing on the big printers. So I'm still using the red one. I've got the Flash Forge Finder, which is the red one at the back there, and then the black one, which is the Anycubic i3 Mega, whatever the hell it is. I'm probably going to get rid of the Flash Forge. I may even put it in the swap shop and see if anyone wants it, because I'm probably not going to use it anymore. Therefore, I have the Anycubic, and then I'll put the resin. And when I get the resin printer, it'll go on that table. The Flash Forge is a perfectly fine little 3D printer. It really is like a fine forget type device, but the print bed is quite small on it. Not tiny, but half the size of the Anycubic. But prints. I mean, you know, printed these. You know, that's the sort of stuff that comes off the Flash Forge. You know, I've run a quick bit of primer over it, but you know, and that print is now 4 years, maybe come up to 5 years old. But I just don't need two, so if I get rid of one, I can then put a resin printer in the space that it was taking up. Yeah, and that's also another reason. That in all that entire plane, you know, given that that's, you know, all of that, all of that sort of detail inside, and no supports, you know, no supports required to print this at all. So it just prints as it is, literally. Fire it up, set the quality you want to print to. This is pretty much normal quality. Press go, and yeah, no supports, no mucking about. Comes off the printer, and away you go. And that's the you know, the guys over at Printable Scenery, and pretty much everything they do is. Now that's how they like to run their models. They want to be able to literally, you fire and forget. Guys, like I say, it's so warm. Even on my wet palette, my paint is drying up. Just because of how warm it is. I haven't done anything with these handles yet. I need to do something with these wrappings. Just grab the apothecary white, I think. He's getting there. He's getting there. Right, I now want a light. I'm going to go with Xandri Dust, but thin it quite down. Oh no, Ballor Brown. I think I'll go Ballor Brown and lighten that up. funny how quickly it's exploded, isn't it? I think we could probably go back 6 months ago. And there were very few people that were talking about, like in the forums and stuff. And now to the fact we've got like a dedicated Discord channel and forum threads, I think the number of people in Beasts of War that probably now have 3D printers is probably 10 times what it was before. Definitely the direction of travel. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was looking, because I was thinking, I could wait and get a fancy one, or if I only ever wanted to print like 1 or 2 miniatures every now and then, you can get the Anycubic Photon Zero for $169. So what's that in proper money? That's 140, maybe less than that, 135 pounds for a resin printer. Yeah, it's got a smaller print bed, it's got all these things, but if you're only ever printing things like this, then who cares? It's like 4 trips to Domino's. Well, if you're a family of 6 like we are, then that's not a million miles away from the truth. Dude, I bet you don't even eat Domino's anymore. You're like, a vision of like health now, aren't you? Well, you had the willpower to do it before, I'm sure you would again, because when I last saw you at I think it was Salute, I last saw you last year. No, I guess, Christ, what did we do last year? No, I didn't go to, when was the last boot camp? Flames of War, that was June. So yeah, use it. Yeah, so it would have been June. No, you weren't. Did you? You didn't go, did you? Or you didn't make the photo? Yeah, I think you did go. I definitely saw you at Salute, and you're totally different. Oh, I can't remember. Last year was a blur. I would have seen you at loads of things. Oh man, I desperately need to do it, but I just it's a nice struggle. Not struggle, it's a lie. If I wanted to do it, I would do it. It's just prioritising something else. Cheers, Dace. Thanks for joining, buddy. See you again soon, yeah? As always, thank you, mate. Thanks for joining. It would be really crap if it was just... Well, I'll just stop doing it, basically. It's nice that when I come online and people come and say hello. Right, I do want to do the brown fur now, so I'm going to go with, what do I fancy over here? Actually don't have an amazing array of browns. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to darken it a little bit. We're going to go from there. Anyway, your setup looked really clean, Gaz. I saw your picture on Instagram today. You're getting your painting station all sorted out. It looks very slick. Ready for some streaming of your own. Is that like you can leave that where it is now? Is that like a dedicated hobby space? Nice. Is that for the late night streams? Is it? You bring the bed into shot. It's the after dark show, yeah. It does make a huge difference when you get to that point where you can have a dedicated hobby space. It is so nice. Like, I know I can just get up from here, walk straight out that door and not have to do anything. I don't have to pack anything away. I can leave as I want, come back to it, away I go. It's not something everyone can have, but if you can do it, it is a real luxury to just be able to just go, oh great, I'm come back here and just crack straight on. This is shorter journey, yeah, just literally turn off, stop the stream, fall into bed. I'm surprised I haven't slept in here yet. I haven't fallen asleep in here. My wife is probably also surprised that that's the case. Because it has now become my sort of day office as well. She's like, you do actually spend. The problem is, it's because it's become the day office. She's like, oh, you're going down there. I thought you've been there all day. I was like, yeah, but I've been in there working all day. This is now. I want to do some hobby time. Let's not mix the two things together. Working and hobby time are not the same thing. She's definitely not watching. I don't think my wife has ever tuned into Twitch. It would be hilarious if all of a sudden she just went, haha, I've been watching since the beginning, but she's definitely not watching. I'm not sure she even knows what Twitch is. Trying to blend the horn and the hair a bit on this top area. That needs just a little bit of touching up just there. There we go, he's not looking too bad. Let's do these axes. What are we up to? 2 hours and 12 minutes. So we're a little bit over, but that's okay. I've been talking and stuff, been enjoying it. It is 10 o'clock. Be good to try and finish up soonish. When are you next streaming, Gaz? It's becoming harder actually to find a time to stream, because I don't like to sort of stream when I know other Beasts of War people are trying to stream. So, like, you know, Tuesdays are out now because Sundance and Jerry do their show, and I would literally be streaming to nobody because everyone's watching that. Wednesday is the radio show, so that would be a bad idea. Thursdays seem to be okay. Currently I don't know anyone in the group that's kind of streaming on a Thursday. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember you were doing some sit-rep stuff. I couldn't remember if it was streaming on the channel or... I caught Jim the other night. He was doing Napoleon, I think, which was really cool. He had Sharp's rifles on there. Right, let's grab my last highlight, I think, which is going to be Ruin Fang. Yes, it was very cool. God, this hasn't been shut for a while. I need to get one of those Vortex paints mixers. There we go. There we go. We loosened the ball. The maracas. There we go. There we go. Oh, still isn't. Crikey. Do the Macarena. Still a bit watery. Jim blows me away with his knowledge on these subjects, so I tune in to listen, and I'm just like, crikey, you know a lot about these periods of history. And then he'll go, oh, I'm not really an expert on the subject. I'm like, bloody hell, if you're not an expert, experts must be scarily good at this. I'm not going to do the base tonight because I haven't actually decided how I'm basing this sort of range of fantasy miniatures that I've done. So the wizard, well, the two wizards, the ranger, the warrior, the armored bear. I haven't decided how I'm going to base them up. They're probably, there's a very, very high chance that they're going to be snowy. Because it's going to be Frostgrave. Right, I'm going to quickly dirty up the cloth by just putting a wash on it, and I'm done. Done, because I do want to finish this miniature and go up and do some other things. So, what am I looking for? I'm looking for some sort of earthshade or not a strong tone. I don't want a strong tone. Come on, seriously, if I've not got any earth, what the hell? Oh man, supplies are getting low, guys. I'm going to have to make some sort of emergency... come on, I must have a dirty wash. Come on. Seriously? 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 It's time to get on to Beasts of War. That wasn't what I wanted. All I want to do is dirty this up a little bit. He's a Minotaur with dirty hands. Dirty hands. Right, it is 10:15. We've been going for 2 hours and 22 minutes, and this is my tabletop ready Minotaur. I don't know if he's finished. I may do a little bit of touching up later on, but he's looking pretty finished to me. He's not a million miles away from being done. Maybe the only thing I don't like is some shading in the face. But he's pretty there. I think those teeth look a bit too white. He looks like he's just been to the Hollywood dentist. So maybe there's a bit of a dirtying to go up around there. But yeah, apart from going to the Hollywood dentist, he's now got a bit more darker. Give him a cat tooth. Yeah, yeah, that would be good. I could do that. But I've darkened him down a bit now with a bit of wash. So yeah, not going to do the base yet because I don't quite know where he's going to land on basing. Probably, like I said, probably snowy because that's what the plan is for all the other ones. But yeah, that's him. Job done. Right, I shall shoot over here and say goodbye to everyone. Oh, let's turn that mic around. Right, let's turn this down for a sec. Right, did anything happen tonight? I don't think so. No new followers or anything, but I do appreciate everyone that dropped in. Gaz, Manda, and the Dace. I know he's gone, but thank you very much. Oh, you can see how hot I am. It's bloody sweating buckets. Let's turn that light off so you're not getting so much shine from me. But yeah, thanks guys, thanks for joining. I'll see you next time. Who knows what we'll do. We'll dip into the drawer of mystery miniatures again and pull something out to play with. Thanks for joining. Goodbye everybody. Have a great rest of the evening, and if I don't see you, a great Friday. But cheers all. Bye. Bye.